be here and to speak about our CREODIAS platform. So the agenda for my training session, it will be more like a workshop demo session, and I hope that 1 hour will be enough, but I have actually lots to say. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself and the company. Then I would like to give you a brief introduction to CREODIAS platform. Then I would like to show you the platform, the tools you can use. Maybe we'll have time for questions. And at the end, I will actually would like to spend some time for CREODIAS use case. So S2GLC project. It will be presented by Professor Stanisław Lewiński from Space Research Center. So you will see how CREODIAS can be used by you even for your projects. So CloudFero company, who we are and what do we do? So CloudFero company is a Polish company. We are based in Warsaw, so the capital city. We were established in 2015, so 6 years ago. So we work for Earth observation and space sector. So our company is quite big. We are all over 80 people here, engineers, specialists. Most of us are IT guys working on cloud technology, but also Earth observation specialists, product managers. Lots of people from IT and space sector. So we can say that we are a leading cloud provider in Earth observation for Europe, and we are the biggest cloud provider in Poland. So what do? We build clouds. Here you can see the list, actually, but not the whole list, not the whole logos of our customers and partners. Most of the projects we do nowadays are for European Commission, are for European Space Agency, but we also work with EUMETSAT, ECMWF, and many universities. DLR, Polish Space Agency, Space Research Center, different organizations, different institutions, also with private companies, and also non-profit organization like Greenpeace. We actually do projects, European projects, but also international projects. For example, one of our projects, a project is based in United Emirates. So we are worldwide present. Our clouds are based in 7 different locations. Our clouds are in Reading, Frankfurt, Darmstadt, and of course in Warsaw. That's how our clouds look like. What is important that, for example, here in our office in Warsaw, we have a data center, but we have also a laboratory where we build our servers from the basics. So we have here our engineers who everything are doing on their own. And maybe I will take a chance to say that if you are looking for new challenges, maybe some of you, check our job opportunities because we are looking for cloud engineers and also Earth observation experts. We are also looking for people not based in Poland, not based in Warsaw, but also worldwide. So check the jobs and you can apply. So that was a brief story about CloudFero, and now we will move to CREODIAS platform, Earth observation data and processing in the cloud. Thanks to Frank, you have already heard a lot about DIAS platform as on DAIS. So everything started with the European Commission and European Space Agency and Copernicus program. So a couple of years ago, 5 DIASes were established. So CREODIAS, Mundi, ONDA, VKO, and SOBLO. So I think that all of the platforms has the same basics, and they are built for the Copernicus data sets for data access and data processing. We, CloudFero, are actually operating 2 of these DIASes, so CREODIAS and also CREODIAS. So CREODIAS is a cloud computing platform. Through our cloud, we are giving users space for data access and data processing. But I can say that CREODIAS was for Copernicus data, but you can process any data you like. For some of our customers, Earth observation data are just additional data sets which they are using for their work. And some of them are using only Earth observation data. So we have different groups of the users. Some of our users are not using cloud computing space, but they are only downloading the data from CREODIAS, and some of them are using cloud computing space and virtual machines for their everyday work. So whenever you need a really powerful computer and really big storage, and you need to process your data really fast, I think that cloud computing is one of the best solutions you can choose. CREODIAS, how it works and how it looks like. So basically, we have a CREODIAS platform, so our website, and we have tools which are available for everyone. So from the website, so it's EO Finder and EO Browser. I will show you those tools later on. And we have cloud space, let's say. So when you are a registered user, you can use Cloud Dashboard to create your virtual machines and to use our space in the cloud. So CREODIAS is a public cloud computing, but if you need your private cloud, we can also establish that kind of space. And also we can establish hybrid. So it's a mix of public and private cloud. So what we have here? We have compute, we have Earth observation data processing, block storage, object storage, virtual networking, and backup. So all of the elements are connected with each other, and we can say they talk with each other. All of the processes are seemingly connected. I think that a really important issue is that our technology, the CREODIAS platform, is based on open source. We are working on OpenStack, Ceph, Kubernetes, so the technology open for everyone. But we see that it's a really powerful technology. So I can say that we are fans of open source. What you need to know about CREODIAS. Access to Copernicus data is free. You can also access Sentinel data, Landsat data, and other collections. You can download the data locally to your computer for free, or you can use the data which are available online, let's say, through our tools. But there are also some paid services. If you want to use virtual machine, you have to pay for that. So you pay for hour, or you can establish with us fixed term contract. So you can pay monthly, half year, or annually. For all of you who would like to test our platform, who would like to establish your own virtual machines, we provide you 150 euro free credits. So I think it's really enough to establish your virtual machine and to get some storage space and to see how CREODIAS platform works and if it's really feasible and usable for you, for your organization. So how CREODIAS looked in 2020. So CREODIAS in numbers. We have over 6,000 registered CREODIAS users. The local available Earth observation data exceeded over 20 petabytes. Around 2 petabytes of the data are coming every day to our platform. So I think that those numbers says everything, that really CREODIAS is a working platform. I think that really important thing is that all of the everything, all of the processes which are going on CREODIAS are supported by our customer support, by our engineers. So whenever you have a problem with the virtual machines or with the data, with any process, you can get support from our supporters. So I said before about virtual machines. So on CREODIAS, you can choose different virtual machines. Basically, you can see that they have different cores, different RAM, and different storage. This is really flexible, and this is available depending on your needs. They have also access to Earth observation data, or they don't have the access to Earth observation data. So the list of all of the virtual machines and also the prices for the virtual machines you can access on the CREODIAS website. I will show you later on where you can find it. And for all of the GIS users, I have a very good information that we have also virtual machines with ArcGIS installed on it. So if you only have a license to ArcGIS, actually ArcGIS Pro, you can access it on a virtual machine. So you are not going to pay again for the license, but you will only pay for the access to virtual machine. And I think that it will be really usable to use ArcGIS on virtual machines to process different data and also big data. We have also dedicated servers, so you can see that they have a different number, of course. Yes, I see the question about QGIS. Yes, QGIS is also installed on some of the virtual machines, but also you can install any software you like on the virtual machine. Okay, so dedicated servers, they have different cores and different RAM and storage. As you can see, those are actually huge virtual machines. What data are available on CREODIAS? First of all, Copernicus data. Sentinel data, Sentinel 1, 2, 3, and both levels, A and B. We have also raw data and pre-processed data, so those after the atmospheric correction. And those data are coming to the platform every day. I mean, like whenever the satellite is around. So all of the data are coming to CREODIAS. We have Sentinel 5P data, Landsat 7, Landsat 8, and VSAT and SMOS. And hopefully soon we will also get Sentinel 6 data. The other collections which are available are, of course, Copernicus services. So we have the atmospheric service, emergency, land, and marine. So you can access those services over S3 or NFS protocols on the virtual machines. Whenever you need to use for your projects, for your work, digital elevation models, they are also available online. So we have different products like Mapzine, SRTM, Copernicus DEM, EUDEM. We have also data from JSON3, so the Altimetre satellite, and we have also data from S2GLC project. So S2GLC, it's a Sentinel-2 global land cover. So it's a thematic classification of land cover for the whole Europe. And this project was done by Space Research Center, and Professor Lewinsky will tell you more about this project later on. CREODIAS gives also access to very high commercial data, very high resolution commercial data. Now you can see the data from Jilin satellite, CASSINI and COMSAT satellite. So here, if you need a better resolution for your project, high resolution of data, so here you have better resolution than Sentinel. So starting from 40 centimeters in panchromatic like COMSAT, and the biggest one, it's 4 meters of CASSINI. We are also talking with other data providers, so hopefully soon we'll also have other very high resolution commercial data sets. When talking about software available on CREODIAS, I have to highlight that on CREODIAS you can access Send4Cap system. Send4Cap is an open source system software, and it is dedicated to agriculture monitoring. So you can use the software for free, and you can perform different agriculture analysis based on Sentinel-1 data, Sentinel-2, and Landsat 8 data. So the data are available, software is available, so you can perform analysis to detect crops, to see crop changes, to see grassland moving, and to calculate different indexes, vegetation indexes. For more information, please visit CREODIAS. I will tell you where to find it later on. I would like to also give you important information that if you are planning or if you are doing any projects based on cloud, you can apply for funding. So for example, OCRE, Open Clouds Research for Research Environments and Network of Resources. We are there. We are in OCRE, we are a provider of a cloud computing platform. So you can apply for credits to use CREODIAS for your project. Okay, so this would be all from the theory, and now we will move to practice. I will move to CREODIAS website. Hopefully you can see CREODIAS. Can you tell me, please, if you can see CREODIAS platform?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. So this is CREODIAS platform, CREODIAS website, creodias.eu. So first of all, when you enter the website, you can see all of the necessary information about the platform. So our offer, tools, resources, data offer, third-party catalog, and news. We try, Cloudfaro company, we try to give twice a month webinars about CREODIAS platform and cloud computing. So please follow news and attend our webinars. But from this point, I would like to show you the tools which are available for all of the users. You don't have to be registered to use, for example, EO browser, but if you would like to use EO Finder, so for finding and downloading the data, you have to be registered users. So at the website, to be registered, you have to click register and register yourself at the CREODIAS platform. If you are registered already, you have to log in. I will do it so I can show you the full functionality of the tools. So we will first see EO browser. So from tools, I go to EO browser. So EO browser, as the name says, it's for browsing the data. So here we can browse the data from different satellites. We can indicate the cloud coverage. We can indicate the time range of the captured data, of the acquired data. So let's start from the data collection. I would like to find the data from Sentinel-2 level 2A. And here I can pan on the map and find the place of my interest, but I can also use the search window and search the place of my interest. So as we are, as our hosts of this hackathon are in Madrid, I would like to see the data from Madrid. So Madrid, Spain, and now we are in Madrid, Spain. So I think that all of you maybe already know what I would like to show. I would like to show you Madrid covered in snow and also Madrid without snow. So first of all, I would like to see as less clouds as possible on our imagery. So I will indicate here 10% of cloud covered, and I will choose the data from last year. So For example, I can indicate November and beginning of December. So then I click search, and I can visualize the data which are found here. Okay, so here, for example, we have one of the data sets. Soon it will be uploaded. Okay, so this is Sentinel-2 dataset from Madrid from 19 of November. And here we have the list of possible visualizations. So first of all, we can see the dataset in true color. So it uses bands 4, 3, and 2. We can see classification map of this data set. We can see the imagery in false color, so near infrared is used, and the near infrared is really good for indicating vegetation. We can see false color visualization. We can see normalized different vegetation index, which is useful also to see the vegetation and the state of the vegetation, if it's healthy or not healthy. We can see also moisture index, SWIR index, NDVI, and the WI index, and also NDSI index. But I will move back to true color. Okay. And here at the bottom, you could see that you can download the image. You can download the image. It will be downloaded as a JPEG, not as a full Sentinel data set with all of the bands, but only as a screen of this data set which you can see now. But I will make a pin on this imagery to my favorite item. And I will also now search for the dataset from Madrid, but when Madrid was covered in snow. I don't remember the exact day when the snow has started to cover Madrid, but let's see, for example, middle of December and January. Okay, I can see that it was already covered in snow, so I can pin this one. And now, as I go to my pins tab, I can compare these two imagery. So I click compare. So we have Madrid covered in snow and Madrid without snow. So now, when you move the opacity, you can see the differences between those two dates. You can also click here split and then move again, so it will be more visible if you would like to compare those two images. I think this is really a quick and nice tool to compare images. For example, when there are any catastrophes, some natural catastrophes like wildfires or earthquakes, and you can compare how the city, how the terrain looked like before and how it looked like after. This is very fast tool which can help you to do really on-fly analyze. Okay, so this is CREODIAS browser, and this is tool you can enter from the CREODIAS website. I will now move to the other tool, which is EOFinder. So from tools, we go to EOFinder. And EOFinder is more complex tool. This is tool where you can find the data and you can download the data to your computer. So for example, you are not a virtual machine user, not a cloud user, but you would like to process the data on your own computer. So you can find the data set and you can download this to your computer. And here we have more search criteria than in your browser. So first of all, we can indicate the place of our interest here. We can indicate the time when the place was observed, when the data were acquired, and also when the data were published. Let's try to find a place also maybe in Spain. Maybe Valencia could be a good one. We'll see what we can see here around. So I will indicate here the observed time. So I would like to see a nice picture, nice imagery of Valencia from August. So maybe from beginning of August and then maybe 1st of September. Then I would like to indicate cloud cover. Of course, the best would be as less clouds as possible. Then below, I have to indicate the data collection. So I would like to see the data from Sentinel-2, but as you can see here, we have also the other collections, so all of the data sets available on CREODIAS, so Sentinel-1, NVSat Landsat, and also S2GLC classification, but I will now indicate Sentinel-2. Then we can indicate the processing level, so I will choose 2A, and then I can draw a polygon over the place of my interest. I can indicate the place by point selection. I can also upload polygon. So for example, let's say that we were working in some other software, QGIS, ArcGIS, and we have drawn a polygon over the place of our interest, and now we can upload it here. But I will draw a polygon over this area, and I will see if there are any nice data sets from this area. So now I click search. Okay, here we have the list of all of the criteria we indicated and the list of the results we received. Here you can see the cloud covered in percent. So for example, I will choose the one which has no cloud coverage. Okay, I see. Okay, that one is nice because here we can see also water. So we can click on the imagery, we can zoom it in. That's a preview of the data set. So if we like it, we can simply download it. So by clicking it here, the whole pack, like the whole Sentinel-2 data set of this area, this imagery, will be downloaded to our computer, and we can make a use of it in the software, and we can process it in the software we are using. So this is CREODIAS Finder. So for finding and for downloading the data. So these are the tools which are available for you, and you can use them whenever you want. So I will come back to CREODIAS Platform, and now from this point, I would like to show you how to create your virtual machine and how to access the data from virtual machine. So let's go from tools to cloud dashboard. So cloud dashboard is the environment when you can create your projects, where you can create your virtual machines, where you can check how many credits do you have, how many credits are left. So you can do everything what is connected to cloud environment. So first of all, we have to be logged in to the cloud environment, to the dashboard. So here we choose the authenticate profile. So we can use Keystone credentials or OpenID Connect. OpenID Connect, it means that this process will take our username and password from CREODIAS. So let's use this one. So we connect. Okay, so here this is an overview of what instances we have, how much of what amount of RAM is being used, how many floating IPs are used by us, security groups, volume storage. So everything what we have here it's what it's available for us, and we can make a use of it. I will go to Instance pane. So here you can see what virtual machines you have, what are the characteristics of those virtual machines, what do they have, when they were created, and if they are running or if they are not running. So I would like to show you now how to launch new instance. So how to create your virtual machine. So here we should click the launch instance. In the first window, we should indicate the details of our virtual machine. So first of all, the instance name. I will call it go to space. Then I will click next. So then we should indicate the boot source. So here from this drop-down menu, we have available boot sources. So image, instance snapshot, volume, snapshot. So I will choose image. So I will have on my virtual machine image of the operating system. And then below you can see what images are already available, so you can make a use of it. So for example, we have Windows 2090 with ArcGIS installed. We have CentOS with Sen4Cap installed. We have OSGeo Live with TensorFlow, so machine learning. And we have Ubuntu with QGIS and other Windowses and other images of other operating systems. For the purpose of this session, I will choose Windows 2090. If I want to choose this image, I have to click the arrow on the right, so the image will be added to my virtual machine. Then I go next. Then in this window, in this pane, we can choose the flavor of our virtual machine. I always compare those flavors of virtual machines as the flavors of ice creams. We can have a big ice cream in the strawberry, for example, flavor. We can have a small ice cream in the chocolate flavor. So we can choose different flavors for our needs. And here is the same. We can choose different flavors of virtual machines for our needs. If we see this sign here, the exclamation mark, it means that this flavor cannot be used. But you can see that here are more and more of available flavors, so you can make a use of them. I will choose this one. So Earth Observation 2 large, so 82 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of disk. I think it's enough for my purposes. Okay, I have added this by clicking the arrow, and then I go to the next pane. Here we choose networks. So the channels of the communications between computers, between virtual machines. So the private network will be one of the networks I will choose. But if I want to have also access to Earth observation data, which are available for free, so for those Copernicus datasets, I have to also indicate the network Earth observation data, so EO data. So I will also add this one. And then I click next. In this pane, we don't need to indicate anything, and then we will go to security groups. So by the default, one of the security groups is added here. But if we would like to access our virtual machine, our computer from anywhere, it has to have another security group. The security group which says allow ping SSH RDP. so remote desktop. I'm going to use remote desktop to connect to this virtual machine. So I'm going to add this security group to my virtual machine. Okay, so it's added. So now everything is done. So by only a few steps, we can create the virtual machine, and then I will click Launch Instance. We have to wait few seconds for the virtual machine until it's going to be ready. Okay, it's done. So our GoToSpace virtual machine has been already launched. But then I have to go to console and create the password for my virtual machine. So from this drop-down menu on the right, I click console, and I'm going to be redirected to the console. This console can be used. No, it cannot be used actually to work on it. It's I think too difficult environment. I mean, not too difficult, but not very useful, not very user-friendly environment. I think it's better to use other software to access virtual machine. But we access this virtual machine only to configure some basic things of our virtual machine, like the password. We have to wait a couple of seconds or minutes to be connected with the virtual machine. It's getting ready. Okay, so this is my remote desktop. So this is the virtual machine we have just created. For example, I will now show you what disks are available. If we go to this PC, we can see that only the disk C is available. But I would like to connect to Earth observation data disk. So here on the desktop, you can see the script which helps you to connect directly to Earth observation disk. So it should be connected in a couple of minutes, but sometimes it's a bit tricky and it's not so easy to connect. So then we should go to command line. Yes, and we should indicate the IP of the Earth observation disk. Okay. Okay, now it's connected. Maybe I'll just enter it again. Maybe again the script. Okay, so now you can see that I have been connected to the data repository. So when I will open the data repository, we will be able to see the data sets available in our repository, in the CREODIAS repository. Of course, we need some time to connect to it, as it's always. But what is also important here, so when you establish your virtual machine, mine is without any software. You can download the software and you can install any software on this virtual machine, and then you don't need to download the data. So you don't need to use, for example, Earth observation hub or CREODIAS to find the data and to download the data to your computer, because here on the virtual machine you get the access to the data directly. So no need to download the data. So when you are using ArcGIS, when you are using QGIS, when you are using any other software for data processing, you can connect the data in your software. So the repository is now available, so you can see all of the data sets which are available here. So for example, Sentinel-2, when we go to Sentinel-2 folder, we can see the data from 2015 and 2020, so the future. But let's see the data from 2020. It's going to be a lot of the data. So the data are cataloged month by month, so from the whole year, and then from all of the locations. So it's really huge data repository. But let's see, for example, February last year and the 2nd, for example, of the February. It's going to be open soon. So here you can see all of the data sets from this date. If you know the path of the data of the place of your interest, you can search for it. I will open one of it just to see the preview of the data set. Okay, so just a part of the world which was captured by Sentinel-2 data. But if I would have any remote sensing software, any software which opens the Sentinel data, I could preview the data in the software. So this is the virtual machine. You can use it, you can process the data, you can access the data, you can do everything in your virtual machine. So this was actually all from this technical session, from this practice session. And I really encourage you to visit our website and to visit our YouTube channel, to watch our records from our webinars, and also visit CREODIAS website and make a use of the website of the platform, apply for the free credits. And whenever you have any question, you can address them directly to me or my colleagues from the support. I see that there were some questions on chat. I don't know if we have time, but I see that most of it were answers to my questions, so thank you for that. So I think that the best would be not to take time now for questions, but you can send email to me and I will answer your questions. So I would like to also thank you for this time. And the next presentation will be very interesting because it will be about S2GLC project, about S2GLC product, which is available on CREODIAS. The presentation by Professor Stanisław Lewiński from Space Research Center. And I hope that you will enjoy this week of the Go to Space Hackathon. So thank you very much. And here you can find links to our websites, to our social media, and also my email. So whenever you have any question connected with the CREODIAS platform, connected to cloud computing, please write me an email and I will be happy to answer. So thank you very much.